Hi, Dr. K. This is Michael from BetterTOEFLScores.com. I hope you're having a great day. And I'm listening to a speaking practice test that you sent me a couple of days ago. So you say, I just finished independent speaking practice test number 17. Please listen to and evaluate it. Okay. The topic here is suppose you want to get away for the weekend to relax during the summertime. Would you rather stay at a hotel at the beach or in the mountains? Gives reasons to support your choice. All right, so the next step is, let me make sure I have the rubrics here. Okay, so I can kind of look at those as I'm listening to your practice test. Okay, here we go.
I prefer going to the beach rather than mountain because I love seafood and wave salt. I remember when I was working as a doctor in Rayong province, Thailand,
Okay.
where the hospital located next to the beach.
Where the hospital was located next to the beach. So I know that we've talked about this before, but you want to make sure that you're using the be verb, right? So how about this? Why don't you go to Google? I'm going to give you some key words to look at so you can study some grammar lessons to help you here. Okay? How about this? Using the be verb, or using the be verb as a main verb in English grammar, and using the be verb as an auxiliary verb in English grammar. So maybe use those key words so that you can understand 2 points. When is the be verb used as a main verb? For example, I am in this room right now. So am is a main verb there. But then I might say I am talking to you right now. So in that case I have am is the auxiliary verb or the helping verb there. So I think you can do better with that. So if you omit verbs in those sentences, that's going to cause problems. Now this can also be a problem forming what's called the passive voice. Okay, so go to Google. What is the passive voice in English grammar? And you can learn more about how to form the passive voice and when you need the passive voice.
A Saturday night after I had been working really hard for the whole week,
Okay.
I went to the seafood market, bought shrimps and grilled them by myself. While I was eating this tasty food on the beach, I could be listening to the wave sound, which was the best stress reliever for me.
Now, I could be listening. That's a little bit awkward how you said that. While I was at the beach, I would say I was listening to. I don't see any need to say I could be listening to. That's more possibility, which I don't think that's what you're trying to say. You're using the past progressive tense, I think, with the simple past tense there. I think that's going to work better. Let me double check that one more time.
Listening to the wave sound with seafood on the beach, I could be listening to the wave sound, which was the best. Bought shrimps and grilled them by myself. While I was eating this tasty food on the beach, I could be listening to
While I was eating, I was listening to
the wave sound, which was the best stress reliever for me. And when my mind got calmed, I was ready for the upcoming work.
Good. So I think overall I like that specific example that you used. That was very effective, but some of the language and delivery problems in there I think are keeping your score lower. Let me listen to the whole thing one more time without making any comments, and I will give you my final thoughts on your speaking practice test.
I prefer going to the beach rather than mountain because I love seafood and wave salt. I remember when I was working as a doctor in Rayong province, Thailand, where the hospital located next to the beach. A Saturday night after I had been working really hard for the whole week, I went to the seafood market, bought shrimps and grilled them by myself. While I was eating this tasty food on the beach, I could be listening to the wave sound, which was the best stress reliever for me. And when my mind got calmed, I was ready for the upcoming work.
Yeah, when my mind got calmed, or when my mind calmed, you can say got calmed or calmed in that case. You can use either, you're kind of using the passive voice there, got calmed, is stative passive, but, or it was calmed, or the other way is okay. So that's good. I think, based on what you just did, let's look at it. So speech is basically intelligible, but there is some unclear articulation. I could not understand everything that you're saying there. So sometimes you're not clearly pronouncing some of the words that you're saying. Your accent is getting in the way. I think the bigger issue here is some limited range and control of grammar and vocabulary. I think that's also an issue. When it comes to topic development, it's excellent. Your response is sustained and sufficient to the task. It is generally well developed and coherent. Relationships are clear. So I think that your topic development is in the high 3 and the low 4 area, but your delivery and language use is more in the 2 area. So if you look at the 2 area, it says the response at this level is characterized by at least 2 of the following. So I think this is one of them here, and then the other one is this one. So there's 2 areas in the 2 range you're having trouble with. So I think that your speaking is more in the 2 area. So I'm going to put your practice test score maybe around 2.5. I'm going to say maybe 17 to 18 points out of 30 on this practice test.